This draft is progressing on. We see Dazzle. This is our first Dazzle pick, and all right. So what's the opinion on the Dazzle? It is Neon. They love their kind of unconventional drafts.
It is aggression, is what this is. I would have to say that this is most likely to be Play Hard playing the Dazzle, Skem playing the Pango, Zhao playing the Omni Knight, which I was begging for him to play the other day, because it's just his niche, basically, is all that Omni Knight fills, and it would have denied from the other team. Natsumi on the PA, so you've just got Yopage's hero left, something that's going to be really aggressive in the early game, that's going to allow Dazzle to get his poison touch constantly stacking up. Would have not been banned yet. I think we could even potentially see something like a Yopage Earth Spirit even potentially come up. Just something nice and tanky in the super early game. You might even give the Heavenly Grace over to him, just so that he's able to shrug off all of these slows with the extra status resistance that you get.
Are they looking for what are Ice looking for at the moment? The off lane / mid right now? Could a Doom be an option because of the Grimstroke? Is he banned? Where's he banned? Oh yeah, there he is.
Maybe a Bloodseeker. Oh no, that's banned.
Try to think of someone they can utilize the Grimstroke with. I mean, they got the Fade Bolt's pretty nice. They got the double Storm Hammer, which is going to have a nice impact as well. But you know, we did see earlier on the Grimstroke. They didn't do anything with that Soulbind, and if you're going to pick the hero, at least draft some follow up to really utilize that ultimate.
And they drafted the Pango into the Grimstroke.
That's also
and now
true.
They've also got the Rubik. So that's two really nice counters against the Pango. I still think Neon are pretty happy with it. I mean, Pango could also just be mid. You know, we could just be waiting on what's likely to be Skem's hero. I think Earth Spirit kind of fits both of those niches, though. I'm still on the Earth Spirit train.
Still on the Earth Spirit train. I'm just worried that if they go Earth Spirit, they might not have... We saw what the Puck could do last game, and they don't really have a stun. Like, yes, Earth Spirit provides that, but it's going to be... I guess it's going to be that beefy frontline hero. It literally just runs them down. I like the DK ban a lot.
It's a bit slow for me.
You want the Earth Spirit?
Well, no, something just with very low cooldowns. It could be a Void Spirit, you know? It provides that little bit of extra... It's not a stun, it's a, a taunt, but...
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine as well.
10 seconds remaining.
We did see what Moon play that DK, and it really didn't look good. Like, it was a game where they kind of needed the Dragon Knight to at least take objectives, but not like someone to be able to find the initiation, which is good versus the Puck, but yeah, it's just... We're really seeing this Elder Dragon form. Like, if you can't utilize it early, then it feels pretty awkward.
I think any one of the three spirits that isn't Ember Spirit is going to be the next pick here for Neon. They've gotten rid of the Night Stalker, so they don't want the high mobility to be affected by it. Storm Spirit going to build into an Orchid. Void Spirit's going to build into an Ags. Earth Spirit has a Silence in his kit already. I mean, it might just be accelerating the Sven's timing a little bit, meaning that he doesn't have to go for the Ag Scepter like we were talking about that other time, but... I'm still feeling it.
It gives you like a kind of way to force them out of the coil as well. They got telekinesis too if they're kind of on the edge, so that's also kind of nice, just having a little bit of ability that can force someone out. They don't have a melee position for, which I like, but it's a combo with the Darks here in this event, and you caught it. One of the Spirit heroes, the Void's can be the one to get picked up here from Yopage. You know, there is... Again, though, like, Grimstrokes are, like, this is a great Grimstroke game against the Pango, you know, against the Void Spirit, you know, pretty good to be able to kind of kite the PA as well through some of the fights. So, you know, we'll see how Zenki is able to position himself.
I think this game is going to have about 2.5 kills a minute. I think this is going to be just completely bonkers. You know, they're going to be fighting constantly. Maybe Natsumi's going to go a Battle Fury. I'll be a little disappointed if he does, because I feel like the win condition for Neon is end the game in 25 minutes. With Skem playing this Dazzle, especially. Dazzle just is not a hero if it gets past, let's say, 35 minutes.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that the PA... having to buy a Battle Fury versus someone who has this innate farming mechanic, like, you can really just get run over. Like, there's a... the way you win the game is just hoping it can get stalled out, or at least your team really slowing the Sven's farm. And Vice, they have heroes that can fight super early. So yeah, I agree as well. This is a game where we're going to just see so much aggression come through. And is there a draft you're liking though out of Neon and Vice through our first game here?
I mean, I like that Neon's trying something a little bit different. Now that I mention it though, you kind of might be forced to go into the Battle Fury on Natsumi just because you've got a lot of heroes that are good at shoving out waves. The Stroke of Fate's pretty decent. Rubik can, if he steals even one decent spell. Bob, of course, on the puck is able to. And Darkseer might not look flashy while doing it, but the Ion Shell is all just a nice way to passively do it. So you might be able to stall the game out a little bit. And if you get past, like I mentioned, that 30 or so minute mark and you don't have a Battle Fury on your PA, you're probably going to be a fair way behind the Sven. Your Dazzle's going to drop off in effectiveness, and you might be in a really rough spot. So, I am liking... You know what? Screw it. I like team fight. I like early game aggression. Let's go Neon.
Let's go Neon. Yeah, this is at least the nice thing from this team. They do have a very interesting draft that it seems like Neon pull out pretty consistently, and a lot of their games are entertaining to watch. So see how this one's going to end up faring. Unfortunately, got another pause to start, but gives us some extra time to be able to work out what they're going to try and set up here. So they do at least take away, they lost. You've already highlighted that the Sven has kind of been the thorn in their side here for Neon losing a lot of games against, and at least they're not having to play versus Sven Omni. So they get at least some protection with the Guardian Angel throughout these fights, and that's going to be a pretty big factor in it, and it's a hero that fits Zhao incredibly well too.
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about their lack of catch against the puck, and I think maybe that'll be the thing. They're not... How well does the Neon draft synergize now that I look at it more and more? I think it depends on how well this mid lane goes for Yopaj in particular. If he can get a super early Orchid, or better yet, an Ags, then it's probably going to look okay for them. Like, let's say pre-15 minutes, you should be looking alright with that. Puck shouldn't be opting to do anything offensive. It should just be pure defense. Doesn't need the Blink Dagger to start off. He just needs a Yule Scepter to be able to stall out, delay his life for as long as possible.
Seems like...
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it seems like Neon really put a lot of... maybe pressure is the wrong word, but like it feels like Void Spirit, or at least Yopaj, really needs to have good games constantly for them to feel like they can actually have a potential to have a game. Because if he doesn't have a good time, like, how do they make plays? You got to Dazzle Omni Knight as your support duo. Yes, the Pango can, but it's not the greatest Pango game. So really feels like Yopaj just has to pop off.
With this Dazzle 4 as well, I don't feel super strongly about it. Like, I don't know. I feel like he would make much better use of net worth compared to the Pangolier. Pangolier just needs levels, His job right now is to stop the Sven in team fights through the use of a lucky shot and the swashbuckle. That's it. You roll... Palos? Okay. He's just not looking at him while he comes up and whacks him a couple of times with the rapier. Different rapier, but So I'm a little confused about that. Dazzle, he needs things like the early Necro book, the mechanism, things like that, and you're not going to get them as early as you might need as this position 4.
Is this a lane where they're going to be able to play aggressive though with the Dazzle and the Pango? Is Skem playing the 3? He is. They're playing a 3 on Dazzle, so they're swapping up the roles, it looks like.
That's fine then, I'm okay with this.
Well, this is very... we saw... people were questioning whether the switch was going to work out. Skem was their position 1. They brought in Natsumi to fill that role and put him on a 4. And they also put Play Hard from the 4 to the 3. So, there's a little bit of question marks heading into this tournament, how they were going to fare with the swap up in the roles. And, it looks like, putting Skem back to the 3, which I believe he has played, if I remember correctly. I know he's a 1 for a while, but I think they also, another team tried to play him as a 3 recently. Or at least in the past, like, year.
Yeah, he has played it recently, and I mean, I don't mind it. You have obviously a lot less pressure playing as a position 3 in terms of shot calling compared to a position 1. So he's still going to be able to effectively do that for his team, really control the tempo and be the one that chooses when to take team fights. And he also understands the pressures and the difficulties that a position 1 might face. So he,
Boxy down bot's in trouble. Back gonna push them back. He had Surge level 1 as well, but it looks like Natsumi, having the Grey status resistance means that telekinesis is gonna pretty much do nothing there. An interesting lane is, you know, even there's a lot of aggression happening in all the lanes at the moment. Even the Void Spirit and Puck pretty weak.
I'm sure Neon would have loved to get a first blood up on this top side. They specifically played to push the lanes in as quickly as possible, get that level 2 before the Sven Grimstroke combination. Weren't successful in doing so. Good positioning coming out from Palos as well as Zenki there. There's a couple of times in yesterday's games that Zenki was just straight out of position. I was like, what are you doing, man? But this time around, he's corrected his mistakes, and there's no real way that they can look to pressure them all that hard.
See, although with the poison, does have to be careful how far he gets pushed up here, but is still yet to see our first blood again. It's just a lot of pressure happening everywhere. As Bob gonna jump forward with the Waning Rift. How's this mid matchup going? 16-3 compared to the 12-0, so it looks like Puck's having a pretty good time at the moment against the Void Spirit. Gotta keep in mind, this is another one of the open qualifier teams as well. We've seen how well Execration been able to play.
Ooh, he just gets away, pops the stick. One of the benefits of playing up against that P8. Always going to have a healthy amount, but he was damn close. So probably only one hit away.
It's interesting that he had, of course, didn't go for the shell until level 3. I didn't see if he required it to keep his life at level 1, but you know, I guess there we go. Back on top of him, and Ryu, as the Surge will provide some distance. Now actually might go back on top of the Omni Knight here, but he doesn't have the Iron Shell on the Darks here, so it's actually going to force him to TP back to the tier 1 tower.
Very vulnerable though, if there was any sort of aggression to happen right now. He's going to still need to play a little bit more passively until he hits onto that level 4. The Iron Shell's not going to do all that much, as it is.
Yopaj and Bob battling it out in the river at the moment. Yopaj does get that Arcane Rune, so the ability is going to come back up pretty shortly here if Bob continues with the aggression. Going to be able to jump back in the lane. He's actually still going to be careful because Yopaj might hunt. He just hits that level 5 as well, but a quick silence. Bob with the orb. No, that Resonant Pulse protection keeps Yopaj alive, and now he's going to double back, but misses the Remnant, unfortunately, there. So we're going to have the Resonant Pulse up a little bit faster, so Bob's going to be pretty careful, but he's got the phase shift, and he's just going to make sure he gets the creeps, and then he's going to back off.
Jiao at the bottom side, so...
Oh, no.
Radiant's middle tower
He's not going to enjoy that much, and he can't even look to TP away. I guess they don't have vision of him, but... always run the risk there of the vacuum just being able to disrupt that.
Actually going to try and utilize him being so close for the purification as Natsumi comes over and wants to ring a health. He's still stuck there, not leaving just yet. And Ruse, I mean, he's just going to be able to get the bounty. Dude, he's still stuck.
Alright, there we go. Finally TPing away. He knows the vacuum was used, so there's no risk anymore for the Omni.
Top lane, Zenki is going to have to TP out as well. You see how aggressive they're getting. I mean, 2 points in Poison Touch, and Palace actually might get dived here, knowing that the Grimstroke's not there, but he only TP'd to the tier 2 tower, so, and they're not even going to cut the wave. They're just going to drag it back to link up with their next wave.
Man, what are these teams doing? My prediction, 2.5 kills a minute.
It's going to ramp up. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, of course. But...
Neon and Vice down bot. Might have a kill here. Natsumi just to blink away. I mean, if they do glyph up either team, so really trying to utilize the catapult at top lane. Yeah, play hard. He's in trouble here. There's the first blood. Palace will find it now with the coil rotation for Bob. Gets an extra kill. Nicely done from Vice. They punish this dive attempt here under the tier 1 tower.
All right, now another one.
Keep going. We're going.
Keep that pressure up. We got siege creeps still in the mid lane, so Yopaj trying to keep his live for as long as possible so that when these engagements do happen, he's one of the best mids that I've seen about equilibrium, making sure it's always in an advantageous spot for him, and then immediately disrupting that as soon as a team fights to break out. they don't have the use of this Dream Coil. Running a little low on the mana as well is Bob, but he's got enough of the Illusory Orb back.
Top tower is under attack.
I'm keen to see how Yopaj is going to be able to start making the plays with that level 6, if you can force the rotations of some of the lanes as Darkseid down bot. Trying to fight around with Natsumi, even with the help of Sumail here. Telekinesis, drag back Natsumi. Slowly getting brought down here. Gotta be pretty careful if the Void Spirit even wants to TP down. It looks like Play Hard's actually going to end up dying though in the jungle.
Oh, he was just chasing people around, or was he running away? Wasn't quite sure.
I mean, that's a beautiful spot to get the kill though, because that's right next to the jungle where Sven wants to be. So, free kill and then just going to continue taking some stacks.
Scam, how close to this Necro? 500 gold away. Probably a little slower than he might like. Obviously not really needing to get the boots for the lane that they had up against Melee Hero and the Grimstroke. But yeah, I feel like they would have wanted to take this tower at least by this point.
And it's nice that they have the Grimstroke as a 5, someone who's really going to be able to shove out the lane, although we do have a wrap on mid. Bob's got the ultimate, but he's also got a little bit of help coming through as well with the Play Hard Pangolier, and now even the rotation from the Omni Knight. Bob's got to be careful, drops the call into the Jaunt. So, I mean...
Just a little short on the mana. There could have potentially been a kill onto the puck if Zhao had just that little bit more mana.
See the emphasis with the rotations mid, but... Again, at least the fact that, Zenki just playing the dead lane, man. He's getting, golden experience that no one else wants. And Bob's still in trouble though. Play Hard. The damage with the swashbuckler was just enough there. Really nicely done for the Pangolier. Snipes the puck.
Oh, he's going to hit up onto his level 5 soon on this Omni Knight, so that's pretty healthy timings. At this point, I think getting in more points into the Heavenly Grace is what they want to do when these encounters start happening a little bit more often. Level 3 at level 5 means 12-second duration, 18-second cooldown. So very little time where you're not going to have that beneficial effect.
So even get a Royal Jelly for Radiant. That's going to feel pretty nice. Void Spirit and the Phantom Assassin, the ones to pick those up. So see how
up together. The Necro book. Drop the recipe. Yopaj TP'd up and immediately dropping it down. So here we go. Heavenly Grace is up. Probably going to drop it in onto Yopaj, and he's going to start diving deep.
Zenki, I mean, they know he's there. Let's see if Vice actually want to try and take the fight here. It's going to be... Yeah, no, they're outie. Zenki is going to dip out. So, would have been nice if they got the kill. At least they will finally get that tower. And now with no one defending top, that instantly means that Natsumi, probably... going to be under pressure. If they're not going to defend the top side, they want to try and mirror the movement and go bot instead. So yeah, beautiful awareness coming through from the Phantom Assassin.
Yep. Wants to be able to secure that last hit as well, get a lot closer to his Blink Dagger. I'm sorry, his Battle Fury.
How is this Zen going?
Not the Battle Fury, he's just going the Ring of Health into the Desolator.
Interesting.
I mean, I would understand that if you've had an amazing early game, and you've got 5 kills by this point, and you just want to continue to put your foot on the throat. But there's been 4 kills in 10 minutes, only 1 of them for your team. So Sven's having a fine time, and he's going to have a good amount of lead, good amount of farm super early on. So I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, they are going to have a stupid amount of minus armor. I mean, you got that bad Juju, you've got the Pangolier lucky shot as well. But yeah, again, like it really feels like it's tricky. It's like if you go Battle Fury, then you don't have as much impact early as Natsumi. Diving and Ryu underneath the tier 2 is going to be pretty rough, and now with the TP rotations are going to drag back Natsumi, and I mean he's going to pay the price here. The Sans prevents a Phantom Strike. Unfortunately, Zhao's unable to get in range. Now also the Void Spirit. Well, they stole the Heavenly Grace, so if this fight continues to break out, they're going to have the extra, survivability. So you see that status resistance on the high ground. Play Hard. Got the ultimate. The silence just in time from Zenki. He's even got the Soulbind as well. Bob's going to follow up. Yopaj coming over. Now they get the 2 perfect targets with that Soulbind. Locking in the Pango and the Void Spirit. Still not seeing how aggressive that the Void Spirit wants to be playing so far. He just doesn't have as much gold at the moment. Still without the boots completed, Yopaj trying to continue forward, but again, the Rubik can always utilize this stolen Heavenly Grace. So Vice, they've got a 2,000 net worth lead, and meanwhile, I mean, this Sven is just free farming.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Natsumi was doing up there. He was just right-clicking into a tier 2 tower. You know, yes, it might be nice to get lucky and get the crits onto the puck, take him out of the equation, but if... oh, they've stolen it straight away? No, it's just the shield crash.
But Yopaj still trying to find the angle forward. Is actually going to use the Astral Step to disengage. Now the Rubik, he does have the telekinesis, so drags back Zhao with the double silence. This Omni is just going to end up paying the price. That aggressive play, but you see right now, I mean, they are really struggling for Neon.
They are. They just need to be grouping around Skem. He is the strongest hero in the game right now. Like, you might have a look at the net worth and say, oh, but Sven, but no. At this point of the game, tower push just takes priority.
And the River here, Void Spirit trying to play around. Even play hard's going to come over as well, but it doesn't matter. Nice dodge from Bob to be able to keep his life. Now here comes the strongest hero, Skem, trying to get involved in the mid lane, but the 8th Remnant's going to drag him away. They still have this slow at least, thanks to the boys in touch, as Zenki will end up falling. Now even the Rubik's got to be relatively careful. Those Heavenly Grace once again, and you know, with the Necro Books really looking to try and put some pressure on the objective, but Darkshear's going to TP in. Even Sven's potentially, yeah, Sven's actually going to make a wrap here, so they really want to try and keep this tier 1 tower alive mid. They'll pop the glyph. Where do they get the angle from? No coil at the moment. You're going to be worried because now with the back dropped, Zhao taking a lot of damage with that magical, and Sven's going to wrap through the back line as well. Play hard, stunned up. Sven's just going to be able to cleave him down. Tries to get rid of the Necros to have that follow-up damage. Now with the Soulbind as well. Void Spirit, Phantom Assassin linked up together. Natsuma's just going to continue to get chased here. There's nothing he can do at the moment. Tries to jaunt out to one of the creeps. He's going to have Phantom Strike up in a couple of seconds here. Nice lucky shot. Now play hard in the choke point. He's going to try and move forward with the ultimate, but Dire, they Delta split. Stuck on the high grounds, Bob. Well, they even get the bounty 13 minutes in. It's like, all right, I'll refill that one. Thank you.
Yeah, this just, to me, screams of a lack of coordination coming through from Neon. I just can't see any sort of situation where you want to be getting as aggressive as some of these cores have been without Skem, without your Dazzle there. You know, bad juju, minus armor. As a PA, you want this, and they're just opting to go without it.
Well, guess who they found? It is Skem. And he's going to pay the price. Yopaj is in, but the Rubik's got the Heavily Grace, so this initiation's going to do absolutely nothing at the moment. They're going to be careful because Palos, he's hunting on top of the backline, surged up into Sven. He's just going to be able to continue to chase the orb as well, claims the kill. And they're not done just yet, is Bob. He wants more. Without the control, man, Vice are really playing this game one incredibly well. 6,000 net worth lead. They're going to be able to take the tier 1 mid. The goddamn Heavenly Grace getting taken away. We've just literally seen the Rubik have what's felt like constantly have it, and it's just making it so difficult for Neon.
Yeah, I mean, who needs to draft an Omni Knight if you could just draft the Rubik and take the spell that enables him to be the beast that he is? What's he opting to go for next here on the Sven? He's got plenty of gold, nothing queued up just yet, still leaving his options open. He doesn't really need the Ags, honestly. Maybe just a BKB might be the next go for him.
Does he go armor? Just because of Radiant having, like, could we see like a... I mean, the Sokuras is a bit early on, but could you swoop down bot, Phantom Assassin? Bit of trouble here, although with the ward on the high ground, Bob instantly just dropping the call on top of the Pangolier, so he's going to be ultra dead as there's no reinforcements coming out. So Bob will pay the price. So yeah, Sven is going to go for the beacon.
Yeah. It makes sense to me. Man, I just keep looking back at Natsumi's item build and I'm not seeing it, you know? He went the Ring of Health for the laning stage and then didn't convert it into a Battle Fury. It just makes zero sense to me when you've got an Omni Knight paired together with you who is constantly throwing out the Heavenly Graces. He has plenty of HP regen because of that. And now it just feels like he's a full item behind because of it. He's completed nothing.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said. The Omni Knight's just going to give you the sustain. And I mean, if you need a little bit more, you know, you got a Ring of Regen as well that we see a lot of the cores, you know, pick up, and also that tower. So it's just really delaying how much farm you can get, and seeing it's hindering what they can do so far. It's just going to continue like. PA usually feels pretty useless if he goes for a Battle Fury this timing, and even Natsumi not going for that. You just see it doesn't matter. It's just not having an impact. And I mean, this is a Greaves not completed on a Darkseer, so you get so much armor when you fall below 20% You get 16 HP regen and 10 armor as the passive.
No sorceries avail.
Pretty damn handy, especially against all that bad juju stacks that, well, if Neon
Dire's middle
start to
tower
get their
is under
coordination
attack.
up, is going to be able to throw back at you. He's nearly at level 12 as well on the Dazzle here, so cooldown reduction going to become a factor.
Void Spirit mid lane. He's in trouble here as the silence
Dire's
coil
middle tower
combined
has
up with that
fallen.
ink spell. They've got too many stuns for him to be able to deal with right now with how far ahead they are. I mean, he does get the tower. You see Dire still playing on the high ground as well. Like, Zven wants to fight. Playhard's going to be so careful because... And Ryu can go forward with the Surge, and they can even vacuum back to. He's going to try and drop the ult, but the back will cancel that now. The Stormhammer. Beautifully played from two heroes down bot from Vice. And now there's going to be a tier 2. Then that's right before... You know what? At least 3 minutes before the 20-minute mark. So they're mid lane. Oh my god. Look at the damage, man. The Rubik just maxed out Fade Bolt. That Resonant Pulse as well is just absolutely destroys the Phantom Assassin. And they are... You see how content they feel right now. Just all the old chatting coming through with the voice lines. They're feeling strong.
I'd like to feel that I'm a pretty
Radiant's
positive
bottom
player.
tower
I'd be
is
damn
under
close to
attack.
dropping the G's if I was on
Dire's
Neon
top
right now.
tower
And
is under
I
attack.
really like Neon as a team, but this just seems like they didn't have the coordination across the team as to, you know, what their timings would be, who to group around, and, you know, what is the response based on how the early game has gone. It just seems like they're in two minds across the board.
Well, this seems like a desperation smoke. If they lose this, they got the Desert, or they're going to go on Roche instead. Okay.
Sure.
Well, they got a lot of minus armor. So at least this is going to give them an opportunity to have an extra life. But I feel like you don't care on Vice. Like, if they have an extra life, I'm pretty sure you still just... That's an extra kill for you.
Kind of surprised he hasn't put any points into the Guardian Angel just yet. I mean, yeah, the other two spells are great, but it seems like such a nice value point against a Sven.
Roshan
definitely.
has fallen to the Radiant.
Oh, there we go. Natsumi's got Aegis. He's level 10 though, whereas Skem's 13, so he's just...
Radiant's middle tower
Let's see
is
what he
under
can do.
attack.
He's going to be going Quid as the next item. That feels a little bit too defensive.
All one.
It
I
is,
guess
but it's necessity,
health,
really. It's just being able to get some use out of this Ring of Health because of how the laning stage went.
Oh, Bob's in trouble. No, actually, Bob's the one putting the aggression on it, I should say. Finds the Void Spirit with the coil drop Yopaj. Nicely done
Should be
playing
able to
through
get
the
away.
tree line. The double Astral Step, they get the vision, and Ryu without the Vac cover. Oh, just the telekinesis.
The Aether Lens.
That increased cast range from the Rubik, and he almost made it out, playing with kind of fire there throughout the with the fog, but not going to be the case.
Radiant's top tower is
I
under
think,
attack.
yeah, that's what they want. They want to finish up the
Radiant's
hood on the
courier has
PA,
been killed.
which I think they have. Ideally, it'd be nice to have the Guardian Angel as well for this next big team fight, but well, we'll be able to force them to back off a little bit. Creep's getting pulled back here.
What do you reckon the probability is right now?
No
For the fight,
sorceries
good.
avail.
90.
90? Right. 84. That's what I see at the moment. See how it's going to break out after the fight here from Vice.
Radiant's top
I'm honestly
tower is
surprised it's
under
not higher than 84. Remember that game where it was like 95 at like pretty much this stage is Natsumi? Bellas doesn't give a shit about your ages, man. He's just going to turn a man fight. They still have, I mean, this Heavenly Grace on the Rubik here. So, like, what can they do? You know, Void's got to try and shove him mid. They might have a fight by the bounties, but Natsumi just has this Phantom Strike on the high ground. And now with the Surge, Palace like, all right, I want blood. We're going to try and get that from the Dazzle as well. Drops the coil, locking into the silence, prevents the Omni Knight survivability. He'll finally pick up a point up in the ultimate. They do deal with a Grim Check on the back line. Double Rolling Thunder's going to work here, but Palace, two-man Stormhammer protected with the BKB and the God Strength damage. They're going to end up losing 4 to buyback on the Omni Knight. The Aegis gets claimed, but they're even going to try and buyback and force it. But you're going to have to do something to keep Natsumi alive, but the consequence, do they want to dive underneath the tier 2 tower? It looks like Vice are going to play it a little bit more respectful here, though Natsumi still, Oshra pretty aggressive. Do they even play respectful? I don't think they give a damn.
It's a Darkseer illusion of the PA as well. Like, that it does a good amount of damage.
That's 2 buybacks from the side of Neon. You force it out on the Pangoli and also the Omni Knight as well. So what is now a 12,000 net worth lead, and this is just continuing to skyrocket in their control. I mean, Puck's already got a Dagon, Boots of Travel, Blink, Veil, and the Dagon at 21 minutes in. Jesus.
We do have something else to look forward to, Ares. 2 more kills on the Dire. That's what we need.
Well, that's how they win this, right? That's literally the only way I can see them coming back. Just the mentality of a 3-2-2. Well, there we go. There's an extra kill. They might be able to find another one if they stay around for a little bit too long, because Bob's coming in. They pop the glyph just to allow the boot to travel, and now it looks like play hard. Oh, yeah, all right. 3-2-2. Let's see. This is it. I mean, you've got, I think, the only way you can come back with the kill count being at the score that it is. So just the cheeky mindset play that, I don't know. I'm just silver linings here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
This game is done. It was done. Oh,
Radiant's middle tower
honestly,
is under
like
attack.
12 minutes ago, I think. I try and be positive,
Radiant's
but
middle
it's
tower has fallen.
there comes a point where reality needs to creep in as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Radiant's middle tower
I mean, the fact
is
that your
under
Rubik
attack.
is only about 600 gold behind the Void Spirit's top lane. Zhao, I mean, he will be able to TP up, but
Dire
they're
are
just...
scanning.
They've got 2 outer towers already. They're looking to probably try and push in top. They are giving absolutely no space for the Phantom Assassin at the moment to find the farm.
Yeah, that's the thing. This level of Dota, like, these are some of the best teams within the Southeast Asian region. Probably only like Boom is not attending, and you know that gives the chance to one of these open qualifier teams like Ice or Execration, and they're going to show that the scene is so even across the board that a simple mistake like not grouping around your Dazzle that has this pretty decent timing, like he was number 2 on net worth, only behind the Sven. He had his Necro Book, he had a mechanism, and you're just out of position. They're going to try and find Zhao.
Surged up, blink forward. Omni Knight's going to end up falling there. Just, I mean, they're hunting. They are clearly not putting the... like giving them any breathing room at all, and Boblin, they're down bot. Okay, they get a kill. That's a big one. Skem finds it. 749 gold for him, but meanwhile your base, it's getting pushed in. See if they want to try and go up the high ground here. Yeah, Pelos, he drops the ulti, even though Bob is down and out for the count. Looks like just heavenly. I mean,
Doesn't even get the disarm. Come on.
they don't have to pick the Sven and the Omni if they've got the Rubik. Like, this is just, this is stupid right now. The steals from the Rubik this entire game, I've barely seen it with another ability.
He had Rolling Thunder once, and he tried to go for it another time and got the shield crash, but that's about it.
Link forward, and Ryu the back wall, drag back Pelos as well with the Stormhammer. Skem's going to end up falling. They get the Rolling Thunder. They are a little bit deep here, as Ryu's going to pay the price, but look at the cleave go to work. They finally get the Guardian Angel out, but it's going to get, oh, no, Purification actually stolen. Now Natsuma on top of the backline here, trying to deal with the Rubik. Male's in trouble. I mean, they miss out on the Remnant now, but the crit from Natsumi, okay. I mean, you get 3, you lose your tier 3 tower, but at least you see Natsumi getting involved and getting a little bit of net worth.
The big thing there is the gold change, the experience change. Nearly 2,500 advantage going the way of Neon. So the fact that they're catching up a little bit, Yopaj, when he reaches his level 15, that's going to be really impactful, just having the increased resonant pulse damage for this Vice lineup that's just giving so much group up potential, and it's going to be pretty damn value.
At least the probability is not increasing right now with Vice, but this is still, you know, Sven didn't die, so he's just continuing to farm. Assault Cuirass is going to be the next item, considering how much armor that Radiant have. And well, we saw a pretty incredible comeback earlier. Let's see if Neon can somehow drag this one, which is, I mean, it's, what have they got? It's a 5% chance, at least Dota Plus is predicting right now, but yeah, things are looking grim.
They are looking grim. Is that a pun? Is that a pun because of our pink player here?
Oh, yeah, maybe, kind of. Oh,
It's too late for it to be a real pun. I understand.
like it's, you can kind of, I didn't mean
rather.
it, but yeah, not intentional pun, but
You'll
I guess
take
it's a
it.
pun. Yeah, you can have some puns dropped out occasionally. Definitely some better ones to do. I should have just owned it. It's much better when you own the pun.
They're doing a good job of, like we were talking about before, right? They've got good heroes to be able to stall out this game. I thought Zenki did a great job of it in the top lane, meaning that when did the tower go down? I think it was about 10 minutes or so that it actually ended up happening. So happening about 3-4 minutes later than it probably should have, and it just felt like from there it was Neon starting to panic a little bit and not quite sure what to do when they didn't have the map control they were expecting.
As I go.
Ooh, Natsumi? No, they're not going to go for him. Instead, they want to try and make their way top. Although Radiant's Observer Ward is scouting them out around the triangle. Looks like they're going to try and get some control for this Roshan. Which is going to be the Aegis Cheese. So we did see Neon take it previously. They want to try and do something about it though. They are kind of grouped up. What has Natsumi got so far? Almost the Sanjin Yasha. He's getting closer to the next item. Skem as well. Going Lotus Orb. He's next. It's actually going to be pretty strong for them this game to enable the Phantom Assassin.
They're going for this Roche attempt. No good minor summon. Do they have any at all?
They just got AC. That's it.
Yeah. No Blightstone, no Medallion. It's fine, I guess. Bob's like, come on, make a play on us. I've got my Dagon 3, I'll just pop you.
Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to get there in time, so... Looks like they're going to be able to get the Aegis Cheese, and do they still want to stick around? Instantly smoking up, they're going to try and take the fight. Radiant, they've got a ward on the enemy side here. Pelos surged up, is going to try and move forward, finds Zhao instantly. That's a beautiful target to be able to bring down. Zhao's going to be able to at least keep his life now with the back wall combined up. A double telekinesis, an incredible start to the fight here. It's going to be for Vice as they just melt through two. Natsumi's protected with the grave, but what more can he do? They even stole the grave as well. Playing hard, still coming forward, but the silence prevents the jaunt forward. Phantom Assassin will end up falling. It's a godlike Sri. What a cohesive fight there for Vice as they just dropped the combo.
Yeah, and Zhao forced to run the other way. Yes, he did stop the Sven for a little bit of time, but if you don't have your Omni Knight, that PA is not enabled at all. And I think that might honestly be the first shallow grave I've seen this entire game. They've been so effective on Vice at making sure they're in on the back lines, silencing Scam, and meaning that one of his main strengths is just completely null and void.
And there we go. Full set of racks now claimed the mid side, and I mean, at least the good thing for Neon with how low level they are, they're not going to have too long of a respawn here, but I mean, I think it's just means that they're going to end up dying just that extra bit faster, considering they're not in the grave for too long here. As Palace taking a little bit of damage. Combination, man, oh man, the back Sven combo, it's too goddamn strong. Palace is falling low, but he's got the extra life. They only find one though, and now with the roll forward, Soulbind just counteracts that, and now Palace drag back. He's got to be careful. Where's the protection coming through at the moment? Heavenly Grace still on cooldown, has to pop the BKB and retreat away. But do they want to reset at the moment? And if they do, but I mean, this is, yeah, there is a reason why the Sven and Darkseid has been a hell of a combo through the history of Dota. I mean, they didn't get much out of it, but it looked beautiful there.
It did, and now he's even got the quiver on top of things. So they realized, oh, it's 27 minutes, because he was holding a broom handle all for the remainder of that. The first 29 minutes of the game, but there's a lot better that you could potentially be using. Probably that Orb of Destruction, perhaps. Some minus armor able to be given out.
Coming outside the base here, Pelos, she's got the Silver's Edge, should be able to find play hard. Instead, they actually just want a more important target in the Void Spirit. Bye-bye. Straight on top of him with the initiation with the Rubik, the Aether Lens Blink. I mean, he's also working to the Aghanims, and we've already seen here the abilities he's able to steal, and it helps that he's got a Philosopher's Stone as well. He's also been a part of 20 out of the 29 kills from the Rubik, so you know, a lot of impact from him so far this game. Even the Puck's been involved out of 20 kills so far too. So I mean, he's 14, 2, and 6. The Sven 11, 0, and 5, and Vice just, you know, really trying to close this one out. I mean, somehow it's gone up to 30 minutes. They've got a 22,000 net worth lead, and when Neon, they're smoked up, looks like maybe trying to find like a wraparound or something for Natsumi, but you can't kill Palos. It's too goddamn hard. And now you gotta be careful. Silence Coil. Where's the fall back once again with the stun? There's the combo. Dazzle doesn't have a buyback. The Rolling Thunder is disrupting them, but Bob with the double Soulbind, Dagon. Neon gets shredded. Finally, they call quits. I mean, they tried to at least find a way to be able to come back into this game, but it was just a masterclass from the open qualifier team.
Yeah, it was beyond recovery at that point. I thought Vice, despite the fact that I hate the way that they spell esports, little e, big S, it's a really good showing by them. And, you know, that's what I love tournaments like this, that give more spots to open qualifier teams rather than just straight up inviting the whole kit and caboodle. So, yeah, Vice, another impressive showing. They've been making some good, showing some good results, sorry, within the Southeast Asian scene for a while. I think even just like in the Filipino National Championships, taking games off really good teams, and well, they're showing it again. But let's see if they're able to do it in game number 2. I'm sure Neon, they'll want to have a little bit of a pep talk and say, look, what went on, guys? Like, it just felt like we didn't know what we were doing there. Didn't feel like they were comfortable playing this style of Dota. Even just Zhao, like, the point of having an Omni Knight paired together with a PA is being hyper aggressive, but there was no even, well, there were attempted kills, but I feel like you could have gotten even more aggressive. Just try and push yourself right to the edge.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for Neon at the moment. It seems like they might be in shambles or getting close to that stage. I know it's early in the groups, but I mean, what are they? They're now 1-4 map count. They got 2-0'd yesterday by the Execration open qualifier team. And, you know, after already 2 series, they swapping up their roles. You know, Skem was their 4, now they're playing 3. So, you know, it looks like they're not feeling too confident, honestly. And if they, you know, continue down this path, it just might get worse and worse. And, you know, for Vice, man, it's just an incredible game from them. Just the, you know, the execution, and there's not much to be said, but they just honestly outplayed Neon, and I'm excited to see at least how Neon are going to be able to switch it up. They need a talk, they need a reset. Let's just kind of forget about game 1 and hope that game 2's draft is going to be a little bit different here. But we're going to take a short break and see if Neon are going to be able to switch it up with the draft and if they're going to be able to hit back in our second game.